Welcome to Wealth Wednesday. Today we're discussing personal budgets with Yvonne Delry, an investment specialist from FirstOntario Credit Union and Aviso Wealth. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, I'm well, thank you.
Budgets, why is it important that we have a personal budget?
Well, because budgets are really the most important and fundamental starting point for your finances. And I think some people don't do them because they find them overwhelming to create or they find them restrictive. But it is the most fundamental part.
So where do we start? What's the first piece of the puzzle?
Is income.
Okay.
So understanding what your net income is, and there's many forms of income. So there is employment income. So you want to calculate the net, which is after deductions, which is income taxes, federal and provincial, Canada Pension Plan deductions, employment insurance deductions, things like that. Some people have business income, so any way that you are selling a product or a service for profit. There are also government payments. So really wanted to touch on this because there are some payments that have got some special calculations and can be different from year to year. So Canada Pension Old Age Security, traditionally pretty steady, but there are some government payments, GST payments, Canada Child Tax Credit, depends on net family income, age, marital status. So just make sure that you understand what the calculation is, how to qualify to know if you can count on that within your monthly budget.
Okay, so now that we've determined the income, we have to determine the money that's going out now, right?
Expenses.
Yeah.
And there are two types of expenses. So there is fixed and non-discretionary. Those are the things that we need. Mortgage, rent, utilities, insurances, things like that. Then there are discretionary, which is, these are our wants more than our needs. It can be entertainment, it can be hobbies, it can be travel.
Right.
If you find that you subtract your expenses from your net income and there is a deficit, so there is a shortfall, a couple things that you can maybe look at doing. Maybe you can negotiate a increase in wages, or you can turn a hobby into a side hustle, so a side business. Right. A lot of people, they'll look at, okay, what are my discretionary expenses? Maybe where can I pull back on that? Remembering, every dollar spent affects your budget. So many people like to go out and grab a coffee maybe on the way to work, you know, a specialty drink. You do that a couple times a week, that can really affect your budget. So look at what your discretionary expenses are. Is there a way to cut back on that?
How often should we review our budget?
I would say, you know, if there is a change in your income, if there is a change in your goal. If you have a surplus, then look at, okay, what can you do, or what are your personal and financial goals? Always make sure you have emergency savings, which the rule of thumb is 3 to 6 months, in case there's unforeseen circumstances where you can't work as much.
Right.
And then look at mid and long-term goals. So mid can be saving for the down payment of a home, maybe buying a vehicle. Long-term is normally retirement, maybe saving for a child's education. Right? Make sure that it is manageable, make sure that you have a time frame for it, and that you've allocated the funds towards that.
And there's so many, we got about 20 seconds, so many great apps that you can utilize to help along the way.
Absolutely. So, and that's a great point, because as you are out and about, it is a way to be tracking your income. It's a way to track your expenses while you are in the store. So just research out what apps are available.
Yvonne, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
And next month, Christmas budgeting. Dream, plan, achieve.
All right. That is it for Yvonne. Thanks for the tips and budget advice. More Morning Live coming up after the break. Good morning.